Welcome, race fans, back to the Flashracing Cup Series Season 4. It is time for the regular season championship here in the Flashracing Cup Series, and it's all going to go down here at Talladega Superspeedway here in Alabama, one of the biggest racetracks in the history of NASCAR. And we are back at this place once again here in the Flashracing Cup Series. And it's the regular season finale here in the Flashracing Cup Series. Lots of drivers here today. More teams than usual because this is a big racetrack that can fit a big roster. And this is going to be a real exciting race here in the Flashracing Cup Series as we're seeing the pace laps occurring right now as we speak. Because this is the regular season championship in the Flashracing Cup Series, we have to talk about the points here and how it's rolling out. Flash Racer currently is your points leader with 460 points. He is the points leader, but not far away is that number 2 of Austin Cindric. He has 450 points, a 10-point difference. And those are the drivers with the best shot at the regular season championship. Whoever finishes ahead of who between the 94 and the 2 car is the regular season championship. Because it's the regular season finale, this is going to be one of the biggest stories to watch in the Flashracing Cup Series today here at Talladega Superspeedway. So keep an eye out on both of these race cars. These drivers, you're going to want to see these guys all day long. And their days could easily be crushed in the big one. And the question about Talladega always is, when will we have the big one? And it could happen today. The aggression levels are at an all-time high. Because this is the regular season finale, we got to get those last couple of points before it's too late. But let's look at the leaders right here. Your pole sitter is the number 14 car of Chase Briscoe, who is a winner this season. He won at Atlanta, and now he's looking to win another one in that Ford Performance Racing School Mustang, number 14, for Chase Briscoe. He won with that car at Atlanta, and now he's going to run it again here at Talladega Superspeedway. And starting in second place is Kevin Harvick in the Mobil 1 Ford Mustang. And he's going to keep Route 66 kicking today. And is he going to be giving a boot to that 14 car while they're in the front? They're going to be pushing like crazy because those guys are teammates. And Stewart Haas Racing is going to be competing for a win today. Chase Briscoe has a win. Harvick does not. Does Chase Briscoe help Harvick get a win? Let's take a look at Christopher Bell and Daniel Suarez, rivals on the racetrack. Not in the Flashracing Cup Series. Nothing has happened here yet, but as drivers, they are rivals. And they are starting right by each other. So we're going to have to see what happens here. But of course, the big story is Christopher Bell in this row. Christopher Bell is the highest Toyota Camry in the starting lineup right here. Christopher Bell. So you're going to have to keep an eye on him for that. He's not going to have a lot of help in the beginning half, because if you look at the rest of the field, not a lot of Toyotas except the ones that are all the way back here. So you're going to have to keep an eye on that. Daniel Suarez, a really high starting position here. One of his highest starting positions out of Super Speedway in this series. You got Flash Racer, your points leader in the number 94. We talked about him. He has to win. A lot is on the line for the number 94. And here is Joey Logano, who won Martinsville with that car. And he's looking forward to getting another win here today. He's the most aggressive Super Speedway racer there is. And of course, talking about aggressive super speedway and aggressive drivers on all tracks, Ross Chastain in the K1 Speed. He's looking for his first win of his Flashracing Cup Series career in that K1 Speed Camaro for Trackhouse Racing. Is today the day for that car? We'll have to find out. He got bumped out of the win by Joey Logano at Martinsville, so he is really going to be pushing. Look at all the Chevys around him. His teammate Daniel Suarez, not that far away. But he has an easy grasp with the number 94 Chevrolet, so he's got someone to work with right there. You got Austin Cindric, your second place driver in the points. He has the most wins with 3 victories this season for that number 2. And it's going to be really interesting to see how he does today. And is he going to get another one? Of course, he doesn't have to win the race to win the championship here in the regular season. If he finishes ahead of the 94, that is enough for him to be the champion. Rounding out the top 10 is Chris Buescher and William Byron. So, of course, here's William Byron in his throwback paint scheme. He's going to run that Exalted car, that beautiful Flames paint scheme right there for Talladega. It's an iconic paint scheme for Hendrick Motorsports and an iconic racetrack for NASCAR, so a no-brainer to see him running that. He's going to be looking forward to it because he's got a teammate, Hendrick Larson, right behind him. And here is a new paint scheme for Chris Buescher right here. Chris Buescher got a new sponsor on the car today. Looking forward to delivering for them in today's race. The LeBron James Foundation, the Family Foundation car is running. And we're going to have to see how well he does with that. If Chris Buescher can win races. He won Charlotte battling Ryan Blaney last season. And of course, Ryan Blaney got beat by this guy right here, Chris Buescher. And of course, he can be a good super speedway driver. And there are plenty of Fords around him. So he could definitely take advantage of that today. Those are your top 10 drivers with their stories, and here is the rest of the field so you guys can see where your driver is starting, where your favorite driver is. Look at some of the big name teams that have kind of fallen back. The Toyotas are a little far behind the pace compared to Christopher Bell, who has the fastest Toyota, and the rest are towards the back, and here they all are, and here are the rest of, where's the rest of the field? And of course, here's the back. We got a couple of new teams, so we'll kind of highlight those, of course. Mainly the 44 car and that Grambling Chevrolet. That team is going to make their first points-paying start, but of course they're not going to be getting any points because they have not competed the whole season. Just running out there for experience. And the return of the 50 and 77 teams and the 62. A couple of new teams tried to get in this race, but of course the most successful of those three is the 44. The other two are out. That would be Rickware Racing and Colleague Racing. They got outdone by this 44 team right here to make it into the show. So with that being said, that is your pre-race stories and ones to watch here in the Flashracing Cup Series today at Talladega. This is going to be super exciting to see which driver wins the race. And like as we said before, the regular season champion in this race does not have to win the race to be the regular season champion. They just got to finish ahead of each other. And that, of course, is the 2 and the 94. It's the biggest race. That's how the points shakedown was. Cindric did what he had to do, win races and be consistent. And Flash Racer with 0 points paying wins up to this point. He won the All-Star race at the LA Coliseum. And that is his only win to his name here in the Flashracing Cup Series this season. Is an All-Star win that does not count for points. So that win could rejuvenate him and really make him a contender today. It's going to make him twice as confident. He knows he can win in this next generation car. And is the Super Speedway here at Talladega the best opportunity for him to do that? Because if he wins this race, he has one win and becomes the regular season champion and builds his points in the next couple of races here. So it's definitely going to really have to happen here. Talladega, anyone can win. And if Flash Racer doesn't feel like he has a shot to win at other racetracks, a super speedway where the playing field is leveled, things are going to be completely different next weekend at Nashville Super Speedway. It's going to be a whole different type of racetrack. You're definitely going to want to get a win as soon as you can. And if you're that 94 car where there's a lot of uncertainty, you're going to have to try something. When there's a lot of uncertainty on the line, Talladega is always the place to do it if you're in the right place at the right time. That 94 car has to stay out of trouble, and the championship for the regular season is his. And that 2 car, he doesn't even have to win another race. He's won plenty this season, the rookie. By far leading the Rookie of the Year standings. He's got the most wins, the most consistency all year, most top 5s, top 10s. Easily one of the best young drivers in the series. So without further ado, those have been your stories to watch right here as these pace laps have been rolling on. And once that Spider-Man pace car rolls back around, we're going to be ready to get going green here at Talladega. And we're going to see who is the regular season champion and where these drivers stand here at Talladega. It's going to be really, really exciting. The last race of the regular season championship. And of course, the main battle for the season title begins with the next couple of races, starting with Nashville Super Speedway next weekend. But of course, we got to close the regular season championship with a plate race here at Talladega. So let's wait for that pace car to come around so we can go green here in the Flashracing Cup Series. And of course, the pace car, or the package I should be saying, the same as usual. You got your boxes, your spinner, and that's about it. That spinner right there is going to determine the outcome of this race. And of course, when it's in a championship situation, that thing is going to be on point and unpredictable. So without further ado, let's wait for that pace car to come around, and let's go green here in the Flash Racing Cup Series at Talladega Superspeedway.